and welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 4 of the Cracking Advent Calendar. So I do hope you've been enjoying it so far. So today we're going to go back to fossils, but this block here actually has a variety of fossils in it. So not just ammonites, we have a whole side that is covered in belemnites. Now, belemnites were kind of like a squid-like creature, quite similar to the modern cuttlefish. So when we find a belemnite fossil, quite often it is only about 1/5 of the size that creature actually would have been. So we only find that very tip part rather than the whole piece. And that's to do with hard parts and soft parts of fossils. Now, bones, shells and cartilage are a lot more likely to preserve than the soft parts of an organism, especially because they might get eaten by other creatures, they might rot away, they might just wear away if they're not buried quick enough. So most of the time that's what we find. Obviously there are exceptional circumstances, which is how we can actually piece together the wonderful world that is geological history, if you like, and we can kind of interpret what those environments look like. Because we only have certain parts of the puzzle. So you do have to have a bit of an imagination and you string things together as new discoveries come about. But today we're going to chip apart this block. So it does have a lovely ammonite on the surface, very, very worn. So I want to see if I can chisel the ammonite off and see what's on the other side of it. And also we can have a go at potentially getting out one of the belemnites, but this is a very concreted block. So we might just Dremel around them to reveal them a bit more, because the belemnites are beautifully preserved in mineral calcite. So they look really nice to kind of just basically etch them out of the rock and put a nice coat of paraloid on them. So I might just leave this side as it is and just jazz it up a little bit. But that being said, let's have some fun. This is what we're dealing with. So you can see the huge ammonite in the front here, but it is very weather worn. So we're going to chip it out and see what happens. And then if I flip it over, a bit hard to do in one hand, give me a moment. So on this side, you can see just how many belemnites there are, and they're actually really nicely preserved. So you can see the one down here that's a little bit cracked open, but it means you can really see that kind of radiating calcite crystal formation. So I'm going to kind of just clean it up a little bit and see if we can get those to stand out a bit, because it's a lovely multi-block with a lot of fossils inside of it. So I think we can have some fun with this one. So let's get cracking. So as usual, eye protection is a must. The same as hand protection, just because we don't want to go injuring ourselves in the name of fossils, even though I'm sure a few of you would agree that the right fossil sometimes requires it. A little bit of a blood sacrifice for a very good reward. So let's get cracking with this one. So step 1, we're going to remove that ammonite. So I'm just going to use my little chisel. Now I'm not convinced the other side of it is any better. Sometimes with ammonites they are one-sided, so we're just going to have a go because you never know. That piece went flying. Let's go find the ammonite. So the quality of it is pretty poor on the underside as well. So I think I'm going to glue it back and leave it as it was, with the rougher side up, just because even the underneath side isn't showcasing many ribs. It would have been beautiful, and I can see some of the ribs left here were very, very fine ribs, so it looks to be, it could have been a lovely specimen, but we're going to just put it back and leave it be. So focusing on the belemnites this time, I'm just going to Dremel around them a little bit because I think the chisel will do too much damage. So I'm going to see what I can reveal and go from there. This is where we're at so far, so I think I'm going to leave it here for now. I have put some water on it just to get an idea of kind of what it would look like with paraloid on the belemnites, but I think I'm going to let this one dry properly before I paraloid it, and I also might Dremel it just that little bit more to really make them pop, but I don't want them to pop out the rock. So I'm not trying to remove them, I'm very much trying to keep them in there. I just want to kind of etch them out as much as I can, but I think it looks amazing. And look how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 visible, but there are probably loads more within this block. So I'm going to keep having some fun with it, but this is what it's looking like so far. And I'll glue the ammonite back together also as a final kind of step. But overall, I know there wasn't much cracking going on, but I think this piece is turning out really, really lovely. So I'm really happy with how this one is turning out. It is still a work in progress, just because I didn't realize there are so many belemnites in this block. So it's going to need quite a bit of dremeling to really make them pop. Then I need to really, really scrub it, let it dry fully, and then paraloid it. But I will show you guys the finished product once it's there. But I think, yeah, the belemnites are the star of this block. So it's nice that it had an ammonite in the back, but obviously the reverse side of it was pretty rough anyway. So like I said, I'm going to super glue that one back together and just have kind of, you know, a nice weathered ammonite on the back, and then a beautiful selection of ammonites. Ammonites is always on my mind. A beautiful selection of belemnites on the front, just because it's so nice to have so many in one block. So really, really love this piece. Apologies that I wasn't cracking a lot, but we did crack out the ammonite and see the other side of it. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video, day 4 of the Cracking Advent Calendar. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll link my other social media down below if you'd like to follow me on there. But hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.